board said that was when we sent it to you.
Right, I agree.
Yeah.
Thanks, Matt.
Thank you.
Thanks for doing this. I'm Ed Dean. I'm a trustee in Deerfield Township. And I just had some general questions, and my chief may have some more different questions than what I have. I'd like to ask policies on mutual aid agreements between the fire department, EMS, and stuff like that. My general questions are we together at Deerfield? Are we in EMS? Are we in you guys' group? If we call, will you guys respond? And things like that. That's what I'd like to know. There's been some incidents I've been hearing about. I've been hearing this decisions you guys made. I don't know that you made them, but I'll let my chief ask those questions right there. But I just had some questions I wanted to bring up and get some clarification. So that we know if we call Atwater or if we call Edinburgh. Well, I'm not only doing this at Atwater. I'm going to do it at Edinburgh and everywhere. So that we know that when we call Atwater, you're going to respond if you can, or you're not going to respond under certain conditions, or when you get there, you're going to do certain things and not other things. I just need to know for my township, to protect my township, what you guys' position is on this. And we'll work with whatever it is, but I need to know to be able to protect our township with the mutual aid agreement. And again, I'm going to go to Edinburgh and Palmyra and some other places too. So that's kind of where I'm at right there. I'd just like to ask what your policy is on mutual aid.
We give mutual aid, right? I mean, yeah, and receive it.
Are there any restrictions?
There's no restrictions.
Are there any restrictions?
Jay, do you want to?
Yeah, go to the,
I know that the restrictions that you may be referring to is having our crew during 8 to 4, between 8 and 4, we staff our department with a full crew. If you call us between 8 and 4, you're going to get a medic and a basic. So if you call for a driver, we typically wouldn't split up our crew. So I think that's where some of the issues are coming, because we're a full staffed squad and we don't want to break up our crew, because then on the way back, and this has happened a couple times with our medic, you guys called mutual aid, we provided a medic. On their way back, you guys dropped another call and went our medic with that squad. The issue was we're paying our medic a substantial amount of money, comp time and everything else, and I think it was just at that moment we thought we need to do something. It doesn't mean we're not willing to negotiate or come up with some kind of resolution, but I think at that moment the administration at that time made that decision.
That was a trustee decision to do that.
no, it was not a trustee
See,
decision.
we were informed that was a trustee decision. That was your
No.
set policy. That was because of the trustees, is what I was informed.
No, Ed, that was not a trustee decision.
Yeah. No, that was a decision made between myself and the former chief.
So if that happens again, it'll be the same situation. If we call and really we shouldn't call you, we should call someone else first. I guess that's my question. That's just creates a problem if we call and you can't help us for what we need. And again, I understand that if you can't, but I need to know.
Well, I think we needed to sit down and talk it out. I mean, to be honest with you, because at the time that decision was made, it was affecting our township. And that, just like you said, our goal is to protect our residents. So we need to sit down and talk it out, come up with a resolution. I'm not opposed to, if you guys call for a driver, before 8 o'clock in the morning or after 4 p.m., you're definitely going to get a driver. Nobody's on the clock at that time. Excuse me. So, I mean, I think we need to have conversations.
I was also told that if you guys show up with a squad, that Deerfield is not transporting. You guys are going to transport to get paid for it. And I think there's been an instance where we've been forced to take a patient that was on a cot, secured and stabled, and removed from our ambulance and
that was
your,
a mistake.
Your ambulance.
That definitely was a mistake.
To me, that's a very, very serious mistake there. So that's not a policy, and that won't happen again.
What's that?
that is not a policy, that situation won't happen again. I guess that's my question.
There was no policy in place for that situation. So there was a little bit of misunderstanding between our conversations to our people. So that definitely was
Okay, fair enough.
not an intentional.
There's no written policy, correct,
There's no
Jay?
written policy,
There's no
yeah.
written.
Yeah.
I mean, mutual aid is always given and received. I think
Right,
what
and
they're,
that's,
I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Ed, you have one person on station during the day.
24
You
hours,
staff.
24 hours a
One,
day.
one person. And is that person a EMT, firefighter, basic, what? What is it, Scott?
It all depends on what's available. We try to staff the medic 24 hours a day. It doesn't always work. There's times where we do put EMTs on. Many times we put EMTs on.
Okay. So anytime you're taking a call, then anytime you take a call with one person, am I wrong on this, but are you always going to need to call mutual aid because there's only one person going on that
Depends
call?
on if the volunteers come in.
Okay, so you'll have to ask for mutual, the way you have it staffed right now, assuming no volunteers come, you'll always need to call for mutual aid. Is that correct?
If no volunteers come, correct.
Right. Okay. What is your percentage there of the volunteers coming and not coming?
It varies on days of the week and
Times, yeah. So I think what I'm hearing here is Jay wants to sit down, talk with you, and let's,
I just discussed that.
but what he's saying is, our duty first is to our township, Ed, just like you're saying, your duty is to your township. And we have come up with a way to staff our township, with dual certified people, station duties, 7 days a week, so we don't want to split that up and then not have our station covered. I think that's where the issue, and so maybe somehow then we can work something out.
and I
But
understand
there's
that. Again, we'll work
Ed,
with whatever your decision
There's
is.
been no resolutions, policies, or whatever that you've heard of that. Nothing.
That's why I came to
Nothing.
the meeting, because I've been told
I
that it was you
appreciate
guys'
that.
decision to do that. And
No.
He corrected me in that, and I'm good with that, I believe that, and
Good.
that eases my mind that you guys didn't make that decision. I hope the chiefs do get together, sit down and talk, and I understand your situation. You can't split your crew up and then your township is open. I understand, I get that. So, and again, we just need to know if we call, we're gonna get the help we need, and if not, we'll call someone else first as opposed to you guys, not because you're overdue, but just so we get the response we need quickly, and that's all I'm
If
asking.
you guys call us, you're gonna get help. We're gonna respond.
Okay,
There's no doubt about that. So we need to sit down and talk this out, like, as soon as possible, it seems like. I'm not sure where you heard that information about the trustees making any type of resolution or whatever. That definitely wasn't the case.
mutual member, that's all I'll say.
But I think that, whenever you're available, I'll make myself available. Okay. We can definitely discuss it. Because, don't get me wrong, we have 24-hour coverage. It's just that people at the station are only there between 8 and 4, and they're on an hourly wage. Some of them are getting benefits with that. So, you know what I mean? It's kind of a difficult situation. But
Sure.
the incident that you're talking about was definitely a mistake. That was a misunderstanding
Okay.
from one of our members. And I was under the impression that was taken care of and spoken to you about.
And it may have been, but I wasn't aware, and in my mind, I still needed an answer to that situation if it was going to happen again, and apparently it's not going to. Okay, fair enough. That was my question, and you've answered what I needed to know for tonight, so, and I appreciate that, and I'll let the chiefs do their jobs and get together and see what we can work out between the two. Because we're the same way. If you guys call, if we have people there, they're going to come down here right now. I mean, no question about it, so. All right, thank you, guys.
Thank you, Ed. Thank you for coming and bringing this out in the open. All right, okay. All right, announcements. Any announcements?
I'm looking into a rental ice cream machine for Ice Cream Social. That's, I'm